So why am I so certain that it's all about to go down now? Well, it's not just about the Epstein case, although that is about to blow. It is because we, as a society, have finally crossed the threshold. I'm going to unpack this. I'm going to tell you the main things that Spirit told us we would need to do, that would need to happen before this could implode. And you will see for yourselves that yes, it did happen. And yes, we are there. In no particular order, the first thing that needed to happen was the Red Elephant Party needed to see. No, this is not a partisan thing, but where we're at in American politics, that orange man has cast a spell over the Red Hats for over a decade now. And that spell is not just about him. It's about how the people have been manipulated to give them power. So those Red Hats in particular needed to wake up. They needed to see. We needed the mess around and find out. And we have been seeing that all this year. Now, the reason this was important before this could implode, there are practical considerations, right? Because that group of people is known to be dangerous when they don't get their way. So it was vitally important that they finally turned against their leader. For two reasons. Number one, so that leader cannot draw power from them. And number two, of course, so that they would not resist the implosion of this regime. But more than this is a process of spiritual awakening. And we are seeing it unfold in politics in real time. They have been brainwashed, manipulated under a terrible spell. And many more of them have been under the spell of the ideologies that made that party. Supremacy, racism, all the things. And awakenings needed to happen swiftly, rapidly, and on a wide scale. Now, an awakening of the broader variety is the second point. We needed to have a revelation of our nation's shadows, both things that were long buried in the past that we haven't fully reckoned with, as well as the ways that our systems have been built on those things, like racism, colonialism, misogyny, etc. We are not land of the free. We are a nation built on the backs of slavery, and those systems are intact today to only favor a very small elite group of people and to suppress and hold at disadvantage everybody else. And so karmically, energetically, we needed to have a revelation of how all of that energy is still alive today in a different form. We needed to see it. We needed to admit that it is there and stop sweeping it under the rug, and we needed to reckon with it. And very specifically, the policies of this administration, as outlined in Project 2025, have shown us that. We cannot ignore that this country has a very serious and dangerous race problem. And in addition, these Epstein files and what they imply show us that we have a very serious abuse problem and PDF file problem. And it is far more heinously widespread than we have ever been able to acknowledge as a society. Now, having these shadows revealed isn't just about seeing them so they could be weeded out, although that is the agenda, that is the cosmic plan. But when you see the systems out there, when you are triggered by events out there, you have the opportunity to heal what is within you, which is what I have been guiding my audience through this entire year, that shadow work process. And as above, so below. As we see our nation's shadows revealed, we can then deal with and reckon with our own shadows. And mass karmic healing is taking place. And as part of that, we have threshold number 3. We needed more people to get out of the energy of victimhood, defeat. It doesn't matter. Bad guys always win. Nothing ever happens. We needed to get out of that energy and into an empowered energy where we demand justice. The call for divine and holy retribution needed to get loud. And again, we have seen that not only with the horrific, inhumane policies of this administration, but of course, those files and what they reveal. We have had a demand for justice for the victims, not just those particular individual victims, but all victims of that type of abuse. All victims, all people in this country who are suppressed by the system and by the people in power. And we have seen that rise. And that has led to number 4. We needed unity. And this has been a hard one, and we're still not fully there, are we, kids? No. But we are in progress, and we have reached a critical mass. And we have seen that most notably in the No King's Day movements. We have also seen that in the number of MAGA who are waking up and are saying, never again. I'm done with the Republicans. I'm done with Donald Trump. We are uniting together against a common enemy. And although that unity may not be perfect, we've seen it come together in more small niche ways as we've joined together to solve some of the problems that this administration very specifically has caused, which has led to the final thing we needed to see happen, which was the heart opening, the heart breaking, and people moving forward in compassion. The community and the individual response to those SNAP benefits being rescinded was profound. It was a heart opening. And the way Spirit phrased it is, we've reached a point where the concern for others became louder than the concern for self. That is the shift. That is ascension. And we reached that point. We tipped over the scale. Now, these are the main things Spirit said would need to happen, but we've seen other things happen along the way that are no less remarkable and miraculous. We have seen that divine feminine rising. We've seen clearing the karma of war as more soldiers and more people in uniform say, this isn't right, I'm not doing that. And as we as a nation look at how our military is being used, and we're saying, no, people first. There are so many other individual and group awakenings that have been happening this year. But this is why the energy is now locked in. This isn't some cosmic treat that the universe is giving us. This is something that we have earned. And this is also why I say, I don't really care what happens with the vote, with the files. It's not about that. It's that we as a people are ascending and have reached the point of no return. The energy has shifted and it is firmly locked in. They're going down. They don't get to stay. We, the people, have come together, risen above, and evolved beyond that. Beyond all the control systems, we have done the karmic clearing. We're dismantling the system together in real time, and we're calling out for something new. That is the energy of the shift. That is what we have created together. And that is why he will now implode. He will now go down. They will all go down. And we are here to see it. We will experience it because we are creating it.